Hello. My name is Lane Gaullson. And if you're watching this video, it's too late to stop me. You might be asking yourself, is this the same Lane Gaullson who won the Tony Award for Best Play 35 times in a row? It is I. The same Lane Gaullson who graced the American stage with plays like Blood and Tissue, Death and a Potluck, and Cubano Cubano, or No Two Cigars Are the Same. It is I. The same Lane Gaullson who hasn't worked much since he got on stage at the Tony Awards and playfully tore off one of Angela Lansbury's eyebrows. That, unfortunately, is also I. To be clear, I was trying to be funny. I said, Angela, look at that crazy little eyebrow. There's no way that thing's real. Yoink, and I was right. Now, the Angela Lansbury I knew would have thought that was hilarious. The Angela Lansbury whose eyebrow I tore off had really changed. She did not think it was funny. And people really agreed with her. But what has Lane Gaullson been doing in the 20-odd years he's spent excommunicado? Well, I've been festering away in this apartment, barely scraping by on my residuals from writing one episode of NYPD Blue. That's right. I sank to writing for television, a playwright's worst nightmare. I imagine that when today's playwrights hit rock bottom, they're also forced to write for television, and if those people aren't on suicide watch yet, they should be. When I do get out of the house, I travel exclusively by taxicab, dodging the junkies and layabouts, only to be assaulted by some in-seat video of James Fallon playing Flip Cup with the latest twink du jour. What happened to culture? I scream at my cabbie. His answer is deeply unsatisfied. The closest I get to theater these days is when I see David Mamet on the corner explaining Israel to some Barnum student. And I obviously don't want to join that conversation, so I sit in my apartment and I stew. I stew on what was taken from me. I had $500,000 a year in community theater fees alone. Yes, I squeezed those rural milk bread saps for everything they had. You want Lane Gaullson's name up on the marquee of the bumfuck nowhere playhouse? Pony up. When they asked if they could cut some of the C-bombs out of Cubano Cubano, I could afford to say, hands off my C-bombs, all 623 of them are in there for a reason. I had the mayor of New York City calling me up to ask me what he should name the new streets. I said, stick with the numbers, they work. He said, Lane, you should be the mayor. I said, Mayor, no thank you, it sounds like a hassle. I had Barbara Walters' number in my little black book. She was a fan of my work. I was a fan of her C-bomb. And before the last few generations' brains were fried by endless nights taking MDMA and turning on Comedy Central, I had you, the play-going public. You cried up to me. You said, save us, Lane. Save us from ourselves, and I obliged. I gave you the Train trilogy, all 3 parts, in one night. Part 1, The One Train. Part 2, The Two Train. And Part 3, The Metro North Massacre. Before I wrote the Train trilogy, nobody knew that plays were legally allowed to be that long. They weren't. You're welcome. So even if I never wrote another play, you'd think my resume would earn me a permanent spot in the public sphere. You'd think I'd at the very least be giving nightly lectures at the 92nd Street Y about how being vegetarian is a little like, okay, cool. But no. The name Lane Gaullson has been cast out of paradise and faded into obscurity. And all because Angela Lansbury had to go and make a big fucking deal out of a little light-hearted eyebrow ripping. Still, I've had 25 years to reflect on my career's sudden and plummetous drop. And in that time, I've looked in the mirror, I've worked on myself, and I've come to the conclusion that none of this was my fault. Yeah, this is all your fault, actually. And I will have my revenge. For revenge, as I wrote in my play, revenge is a dish that is fun to eat. Is a dish that is fun to eat. If you're watching this video, you likely already know what I have in mind. If not, you're probably like, is this guy gonna fucking kill somebody? Relax. No. I'm going to take something far more precious than the gift of life. Tonight, on the night of the Tony Awards, I'm going to do what any sane man will do if you push him far enough. I'm going to blow the roof off Radio City Music Hall and steal all your Tony Awards with a giant magnet. That's right, like the Grinch. A silly little cartoon I only caught the first half of. And yes, I'm even stealing the Nothing Awards, like set design. I don't care if it's that grubby little set designer's only chance to tell his family he loves them on live TV. He should have thought about that before he cast his lot with the art form that dared declare Lane Gaullson obsolete. As if you don't need Lane Gaullson. Hashtag now more than ever. Look, people, generally plays should be about one of three things. One, guys being guys. Two, women giving it a rest. And three, a boozy night of revelry undone by secrets. That's it. It's not that complicated. Meanwhile, every year I have to watch as, the Tony Award for Best Play goes to the play that solved gun violence. Hey, thanks for solving gun violence, play. Now there's no more of it. Come on. Counterpoint. My erotic period drama, Babette's French Breasts, won the Tony. Because audiences didn't know whether to jerk me off or jerk themselves off. And you know what? They didn't have to choose. Now that's a fucking play. So fine. Keep hosting your little award shows where you collectively pretend like your little gun control pageants are still culturally relevant. For tonight, you shall be reminded why they aren't. I don't feel entitled to success, by the way. I wasn't born on third base. No, I got my start the old-fashioned way. Putting up plays in miserable little village black boxes, like the theater pit and the play hole. Me and my friends, doing it for the love of the game. Inventing radical new avant-garde techniques like miming the things we didn't want to pay for. Needle drop. We were the first ones to look at the audience on purpose. Now, of course, that's a terrible cliche, and I'd do anything to avoid it, but we were young then, full of vim, also vigor. We'd say crazy things like, hey, everybody, let's always be friends because we love each other so much. Cute, but you have to grow up sometime. For me, that was the day that Daniel Scarfwell, the famous actor with the signature scarf, read my play, There's Someone Buzzing Downstairs, and told me that if he didn't stage it on Broadway, he'd trade in the scarf for an ascot. You're more talented than all your friends, Lane, he told me. They're holding you back, Lane, he told me, and thank God he did. Because otherwise I might never have known it was true. And then my life would have been a real disaster. You know, the thing you need to understand is that at the time, plays were about kings and queens, people who go on vacation, and antics at the hotels where they're on vacation. Plays were not about real apartments where someone is buzzing downstairs. So when I had someone buzz downstairs, it was revolutionary. As was the muscular urban patois I wielded like a knife. I don't like what you're implying, Emma. I did not sleep with her, not now, not ever. So what if you did? It's not like that little dick of yours works anymore. You take that back, Emma. My little dick stands strong and proud, like a baseball player for the Brooklyn Dodgers hitting a home run. Bzzzt, shh. Bzzzt. There's someone buzzing downstairs. Good shit, right? Unfortunately, we had a real problem getting the actors to say the lines exactly the way I heard them in my head. Which was, frankly, annoying. I only wrote the lines down because when I heard them in my head, they sounded good. So, we had to fire dozens of actors, which is a lot for a 3-person play. But it was all worth it. There's Someone Buzzing Downstairs became Broadway's hottest hit in years. And 12 of the producers who passed on the show hanged themselves in an event that came to be known as Suicide Tuesday. I, of course, thought that Suicide Tuesday was a terrible thing, and my heart went out to their families. But obviously, if they had just invested in the play, Suicide Tuesday probably wouldn't have happened. No one's committing suicide because they didn't invest in my plays anymore. I can't handle that. So, here is what's going to happen. 1, I'm going to send this video to you, the authorities, tauntingly. 2, I'm going to drive to Jersey and pick up the helicopter I rented, custom fitted with a giant magnet dangling from the bottom. Is there a simpler way to steal the Tony Awards? No. 3, I hover outside of Radio City Music Hall. And 4, detonate the explosives I lodged in the entrance last night whilst disguised as a man with a slightly different mustache. 5, I swing my magnet into Radio City Music Hall, suck up all the Tony Awards, and finally fly to Europe, a magical land where nobody is too problematic to be famous. And when I arrive with my bounty of 26 beautiful, shining brass statues, Siri, is brass magnetic?
No.
Oh, fuck! Oh, shit! 25 years of planning! I rented a fucking helicopter, it's so expensive! They made me learn how to fly a helicopter, it's so hard! They make me follow so many rules! It's all for naught because I made a mistake! What is this phrase so foreign to my lips? A lifetime of organizing words into every possible combination, and yet the only one I've never, ever had to say before is, I made a mistake. I made a mistake. Some people tried to tell me the Angela Lansbury eyebrow thing was a mistake. I said, oh, I'm sorry, have I gone and alienated my gay fan base? That was a good and normal thing to say, right? When they asked me to cut some of the nudity out of Babette's French breasts for the PBS broadcast, and I walked around hog out in protest for the rest of the run, I was correct in doing that. Right? When my friends at the play hall told me they couldn't wait to celebrate my big Broadway opening, and I said, no, you will never see me again unless you also get famous. That wasn't a mistake, right? They respected that. I never made a mistake like that in any of my 7 marriages. 6 actresses and 1 federal judge. I actually avoided signing divorce papers for any of these relationships until they all cornered me at the gym in an event that came to be known as Divorce Tuesday. Or at least that's what I called it. But Divorce Tuesday didn't happen because I made a mistake. Because if I've been sitting here in this creepy apartment for 25 years, like Scrooge in that movie I turned off after 10 minutes, if that's true because of something that I did, then I've made the biggest mistake of all, and I have nobody to blame but myself! I miss being married to a judge. You get to board airplanes right away. Yeah, that seems like it would really hurt. Siri, call Angela Lansbury. There's something I need to get off my chest.
Angela Lansbury died 6 months ago.
Okay. Call Barbara Walters. She'll know what to do.
Barbara Walters died 4 months ago.
Okay. Hello. Is this the police? This is the playwright Lane Gaullson. Lane Gaullson, I wrote Get in the Closet, Honey, My Mistress is Here. You know what? It doesn't matter. Look, you should have me in your system. I'm the one who keeps calling to complain that people are allowed to have dogs in New York City. I have something to tell the police. And it is that. One second, hold on. Hello?
Lane, it's Daniel Scarfwell, the famous actor with the signature scarf. Is this a bad time?
God, Daniel, that's so sweet of you. No, this is a great time.
I'm in a party bus on the way to the Tonys, where I'm being presented with an honorary award. Would you consider introducing me?
Daniel, I don't know what to say. It would be my honor.
Then it's settled. Hey, anybody else in the party bus want to say hi to Lane? I would. No, give me the phone. I will. Hey, Lane, it's me, Mel Gibson. I'm working on a new film. It's going to be a really chill one. Good. And I think the dialogue could use a bit of that Lane Gaullson magic. So what do you say, buddy?
Let's do it, Mel. You demand, Mel.
Okay, great boss. Now, Lane, it's Woody Allen. Look, I've written a satirical one-act. Would you want to direct it?
Would I, Woody? I would.
It's a short comic piece that imagines Oedipus and Freudian psychoanalysis.
Well, that's just so fucking funny, Woody. It really writes itself. Let's do it.
Hey, anybody else in the party bus want to collaborate with Lane?
Me, Louis C.K.
Myself, Armie Hammer. Justin Roiland over here. Joanne Rowling, Joe to my friend. The Tony Awards. Lane, the party bus is coming to you, my boy. Woody, pass me the Hennessy. Hey, guys, let's always be friends because we love each other so much.
Yes, I'm still here. And I had something I wanted to say to the police. And it was that I saw a very suspicious man carrying a very suspicious explosive-shaped package into Radio City Music Hall. He was wearing a fake mustache, but I'm pretty sure it was David Mamet. Yeah. No, he's an unhinged maniac. His career's in the trash, he hasn't learned his lesson, and he needs to go to jail forever. A hero! No, officer, I'm just a man. A man trying to make up for past mistakes. Okay, Goodbye. I love you. I mean,